This is a 2020 Mercedes-Benz A220 4MATIC, and today we're going to review it. Today we're working with our friends at Sears Imported Autos, selling beautiful Mercedes-Benz in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Hey folks, I'm Rob.
And I'm Nathan.
And we are
Two Guys in a Ride.
Say, Nate, what are we taking a look at today?
Today, folks, we are taking a look at a beautiful 2020 Mercedes-Benz A220 4MATIC.
That's right, but before we do, if you want to keep up to date with all the new cars, trucks, and SUVs, and you want to know how to use all the technology that's built inside of them, plus you like cool collector car stories,
take a moment to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification up above so you never miss a video.
That's right. So, I don't know, Nate, what do you say?
I say we do the same thing we do every time.
Yeah, let's go for a ride. All right.
Welcome to our detailed video on the driver's information screen and the infotainment screen on the 2020 Mercedes-Benz A220. Both of these screens are 10.25-inch screens each of them, and the infotainment system is an 8-speaker sound system, and it does have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, Sirius XM, HD radio, AM and FM radio. We're going to start over here on the driver's information screen. To control that, you've got 3 buttons: back button, a trackpad, and a home key, all on the left side of the steering wheel. MBUX is by far one of the best systems that I've seen in a car. So, to start with, if I press the home button, okay, I'm going to get all sorts of my little icons. So you've got assistance, phone, navigation, trip, radio, media, designs and display, and service. Okay, so we'll just start from the right. If I hit assistance, so you notice the red buttons that appeared briefly on the right side, and there were a couple of them. There was one red and a couple white. That means that you have more screens below if you just thumb down on the trackpad. So I've got this screen, I've got this one, I've got this one, and that's it. Then I'm back to the beginning. Basically, in this screen, it shows you your blind spot warning is activated, and here it shows you how far you are away from the car in front of you. If I thumb down one, okay, you have got an attention level. So this is what monitors you as you're driving, and if it thinks you need to rest, that's what's going to warn you, and it tells you when you took a break. If I thumb down again, every one of those icons we saw at the beginning will have a full screen display, except for media, which doesn't need it. But if I go here and I hit this button, it's going to change the entire dashboard. It's going to give me that distance to the next car. It's going to give me the blind spot warning symbol, and then it opens up everything else. Okay, so it just gives you a full display. All right, now I'm going to hit the home button. And I'm going to thumb over to the phone. Now, I do not have a phone connected, but if I went in there, this is where I could access all sorts of things for the phone itself. Now, you notice I don't have any red dots here, so there's nothing more I can get. But it's going to tell you if you have a phone call, message, that kind of stuff. All right, I'm going to tap the home button again. Scroll over to navigation. Now again, the navigation card is not in this vehicle, but if it was, and you pushed on here, you would get a map in here, and then if you thumb down again, you get this. Okay, it's not going to show up because the card isn't there, I guess, but you would get a full display. If you clicked it, your navigation would go across the whole entire screen and still give you your basic instrumentation. Okay, I'm going to press the home button again, go over to trip. Okay, now you notice that red dot with a bunch of grayed out dots right there. So if I thumb down here, it tells me I think it's a 9.3 total miles, and this last trip was 3.7 miles. If I thumb down, I get my digital speedometer right in the middle. If I thumb down again, now I've got a charge indicator. So in this screen, I believe that the charge symbol right here is for the e-systems that are on the car. And then, of course, you get your gallons per hour right there. Okay, if I go down again, now I'm going to get acceleration, coasting, and an overall constant from accelerator, or from the beginning. Okay, if I thumb down again, now it's going to tell me I've gone 6 miles and it's been 1 hour and 29 minutes. So we haven't gone very far in a long while. And then your average miles per gallon and your average miles per hour. Okay, if I thumb down again, I get total from the last time the car was reset. So I've gone 21 miles and it's taken me 4 hours and 48 minutes. Okay, obviously this has been on a dealer's lot. Now if I thumb down again, I'm going to get that display. If I push the trackpad, now my whole screen changes and takes all of those little symbols that we saw earlier and puts them all on the screen at the same time. So now I can see all those pieces of information at one time. All right, I'm going to hit the home button again. I'm going to go over to radio. Now, Mercedes separates radio from media. So radio is just radio. Media is like your phone or a USB input that you have. So I'm going to press here and go to radio. And radio, of course, does not have the ability to expand and be the whole screen because it doesn't need to be. All right, so here you got an up and down arrow. If I scroll up, or down, I change stations. Okay, if I press the trackpad, now I can change sources. So I got an AM and FM. Okay, and okay, I'm going to press the home button again, and I'm going to go over to media. Now this again is your phone or a USB that you have connected, or some device you have connected for sound. If I click on there, there is no device connected. Okay, if there was, I would have the same option to skip forward, skip backwards, that kind of stuff. And I could press here and I could switch between Bluetooth or USB. Okay, press the home button again. We'll go over to designs and displays. So here I can have classic, sport, progressive, or understated. So right now we're in the classic setting. If I go to sport, it changes the way the gauges look. Okay, now to get back to that, you have to press the home button. You got to go back to designs and displays. Let's go to progressive. Okay, changes the dashboard again. And I'll press the home button. Go back over to designs and displays. Go to understated. Okay, and there it just kind of gets rid of a lot of extra colors and lines and just kind of makes it as simple as possible. All right, I'm going to press the home button here. And actually, I'm going to go back up to classic for a minute. Okay, then I'm going to press the home button here, and I'm going to go over to service. Okay, if I go to service, I have a message waiting for me. I can look at tires. I can look at Assist Plus, coolant, engine level oil, and consumption information. Okay, so I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to look at my message. Right rear backrest is not latched. That's because we just did it as a demonstration earlier. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna hit the back button. I'm gonna go down to tires. Okay, we have to actually be driving for that to happen. And if I scroll down, because you notice that red dot again, and you see that there's more things below, I can use the current pressures as new reference values if I press the OK button. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll. I'm just gonna hit the back button here. And I'm going to go down to Assist Plus. Okay, so this tells me I have a service due in 365 days. Then if I go down here to coolant, it's going to tell me where my coolant temperature is for my engine. Hit the back button, I can go down to engine oil level. Okay, it gives me a graphic for that. Hit the back button, go down one, consumption information. So I've got an average of 9.5 miles per gallon over 37 miles because I've been moving short distances. All right. Now, I want to show you something else. I'm going to press the home button. So that's all these buttons here. You can swipe your trackpad over, and it's not a push. It's just a thumb up or thumb down, and you can change the information in each of these clusters. Okay, I'm going to leave it back on speedometer, but that is just really, really, really neat. Okay, now we're going to move over to the infotainment screen. For the infotainment screen, there are 4 ways to control it: touch, voice command, which you can do not all features, but you can do a lot. Or you can use a trackpad on the center console or the trackpad on the steering wheel. And honestly, I'm just going to use the trackpad on the steering wheel because it is so intuitive and works so well. But everything I do here, you could replicate and use the trackpad in the center console. Now to start with, this is what I would call the home screen. Okay, so you have phone, radio, media, comfort, info, Mercedes Me apps, and this app, I can't say because the car will activate and it will turn it on, or you have settings. In addition to that, you notice the down arrow. Okay, if I thumb down on the trackpad, I get the themes. Trip theme, experience, lounge, etc. Okay, and we'll get to those in a little bit. But I can thumb down yet again, and I can get the favorites. Okay, so there is a favorite button on the steering wheel, and there's a favorite button down here on the center console next to the trackpad. And these are the icons that will show up when you tap that button. And you can thumb down one more time, and you can either set a new order, or if you go all the way to the right, you can create another favorite. Okay, so you can customize which favorites show up. All right. Now, in addition to that, you always have your climate temperature, indoor temperature showing. You've got your clock, you got your 4G symbol, and then this button here is notifications. Okay, so we're going to go back to the home screen, and we're going to go all the way over to the right. Okay, now in addition to the phone, you've got two icons below that. These are like shortcuts. Okay, so if I just press on, well, I'm not going to use phone because there's nothing connected. Okay, so I'm going to swipe over here to radio. Okay, if I just want to play the radio, I can just swipe down and hit play, and it will start playing. If I want to go to the radio itself and I want to adjust the sound, that's where I go. Now I've got the equalizer, which I can change up and down. The stereo's off, but if it were on, these numbers would change as I'm going through them. You can also do the balance and fader, and you can do volume or have automatic adjustments. So the faster you go, the more road noise is, the louder the system gets. The slower the car goes, then it decreases the volume. Under general here, you can have change some things. You can have a full screen cover, radio text information, or emergency warnings that are activated. So if I go to full screen cover, and I go here, now you notice, I'm going to turn my volume down. Now you notice that the whole screen becomes the symbol. Okay, if I go back and I just have this, now you see the whole radio. Okay, so I'm going to go back down here. Now that the radio is on, I actually have a skip backwards and a skip forward button. Now let's go over to media. I don't have anything connected, but if you had your phone connected and Bluetooth was streaming, this is where you'd have the controls. Okay, so I can play, I can see a list of things, I can see the devices, and then I can actually go into settings here, and that'll bring me back to the screen that we were on before. Okay, and press the home button. We're going to go over to comfort. Now, under comfort, you have some seat kinetics. This shortcut will do the driver's seat. This shortcut will do the passenger seat. So I'm just going to go to this one overall. And you do have some settings here. So if I go to settings here, you can have backrest and seat service activated, just the backrest or just the seat service. Then you can change the duration. Okay, this is different than massaging seats, but it does need the seats a little bit in the areas that are indicated, more or less to keep you safe, to keep you awake. And then if you swipe over to the right, you can do the passenger seat. Okay. If you play the little video, it'll activate the kinetics, and then your seat, where you see it pulsing and moving, that's the area of the seat that it's affecting. Okay, let's go over here and let's go over to info. Okay, under info here, you have a few things. So let's start with vehicle. Okay, under vehicle, you have a percentage for acceleration, a percentage for braking, and then you have this screen here. So if I go down to this button, I think I'm on that right now. Yep. You get a bigger picture of the car. It just makes it a little bit, just gives you a little bit bigger picture. Okay. You notice that the percentage down here changes for the angle of my steering, which I think is kind of cool. Okay. We'll hit the back button here. Okay. I can go over to engine. And under engine here, I'm going to get all sorts of different performance gauges that show up. So here you basically have performance. Here you have engine torque, air pressure, and battery voltage. Okay, all showing up at one time. If I go over one more to the right and press on consumption, it's going to tell me what my fuel consumption has been. Okay, and then down here it says 30 minutes. So if I click on that, I can see it for every 7.5 minutes, every 30 minutes, every 90 minutes, or every 3 hours. Okay, hit the back button. Okay, we'll go over to operator's manual. This is where you actually, if I click on this, you can actually connect and get the operator's manual. So instead of having a thick bound paper manual, you've got it all in your infotainment system. So I'll press the home button here and we'll go back over. This little icon right here will take you right to the engine part of the display that we looked at. And if I go over to the graphics, it's going to bring me to consumption. So there's shortcuts for the engine and the consumption graphics. Okay. I'm going to come up here. And this is, I can't say it because the car will activate, but if I click on there, you've got a smartphone connection here. You've got the Blank and Me app, and then you've got a browser. Okay, I'm going to click on the home button, and then we're going to go over one more. Okay, shortcuts. This one right here will take you straight into the Mercedes Me app. Okay, not going to do that one. Okay, this shortcut down here will take you straight to your Android, Apple, or Apple CarPlay device. Okay. Okay, we'll move over to settings. And under settings here, you've got some of your safety stuff. So under assistance, we have active brake assist, attention assist, ESP, and blind spot assist. Now, blind spot assist is just simply an on or off, and you're pushing the touchpad for that. If you go under active brake assist, you click the touchpad, and you can have that set to early, medium, late, or off. Okay, I'm just going to click the back button. Attention assist. Okay, sensitive, standard, or off. And when you find the one that you want, you just simply click the touchpad. Okay, we'll click the back button. We'll go to ESP. And that you can have as either on or off. We'll hit the back button again. Blind spot assist, I already showed you. It's on or off. I do like the fact that they give you a little graphic for it. Okay, let's go up here and switch over to vehicle. So under vehicle, you have the driving mode select. So if I press this one, you have an individual configuration. Okay, so you can change the drive from eco to comfort to sport to manual. Okay, I'm going to go back one. You can change the steering to comfort or sport. Go back one again, and you can have the ESP to comfort or sport. So you can customize your car. Let's go back here, and we can say, you can say something that's turn this on, and when it first starts, it'll ask you what kind of configuration you want. Okay, I'm going to go back again. Auto seat adjustment. So if I click on that, I can activate the easy entry or exit. And I'm actually going to click that one on because that is a really neat feature. So when you stop the car and you open the door, the seat automatically retracts so that's easier to get in. When you get in and you start the car, the seat's already back, all the way back, and then it moves up to the memory position setting that you have set. Okay. We'll go back again. Rear view camera. Here we go. Hey, if you need to do cleaning in there or do any sort of maintenance, this is where you can open the camera cover and it will automatically pop open the rear view camera, because otherwise it's hidden and doesn't show unless you're in reverse. And obviously you can't work on it if it's in reverse. Okay, we'll hit the back button here. Acoustic lock, on or off. Okay, let's go up here and let's go over to lights. Under light, you've got the exterior lighting delay. If you click on that, you can change the amount of seconds that all of these lights, you can see which ones will turn on, puddle lamps, front lamps, rear lamps, and for how long they're going to stay on after you shut the car off. Now hit the back button. Interior lighting delay. That's either on or off. Off is black, on is blue. And you can see the little icon changing on the screen. Daytime running lights, you can have those on or off. Light locator lighting, so when you hit the key fob, you know, do the lights come on or not? And if they do, those are the ones that show up. All right, let's move over to system. Under system, you have the same designs and display that we saw a little bit earlier and I'll go through those more, but you have classic, sport, progressive. Okay, so if I turn it to sport, okay, now my dashboard is going to change. If I change it to progressive, my dashboard is going to change again. Okay? So you can configure from the infotainment screen your driver's information screen. All right, now I'm going to go back. Let's look at display brightness. So right here, you can control the brightness or the dimness. If I go down here, yep, and I press on it, now I can scroll right or left and change the brightness or the dimness of the screen. Okay, press on it again. Now I can move up. Okay, I can have the display off altogether, even though the audio is still running, and I can have a day-night design. So right now it's set on automatic. You can have it strictly set for day or strictly set for night, and you would just click the trackpad to set that. Okay, I'm going to hit the back button, and that's all the things that are under here. So I'm going to hit the back button again. That was under designs and display. So now let's go to controls. Under controls, you've got keyboard and handwriting, touchpad sensitivity, and touchpad control sensitivity, and touchpad tap, and the haptic feedback. Haptic feedback is when you're moving the trackpad around and you're clicking on something, you actually feel like a little click. And then acoustic operating feedback. You can set that to normal, loud, or off. Let's go back one. Let's go down to linguatronic. Okay? Now, this is where you can turn off. If I click this, now I can say, hey, Mercedes, and it doesn't react. But if I want the car to react when it comes on, then I want to leave that on. Hey, Mercedes, turn the radio to 101.5 FM. Okay, and 101.5 FM apparently is nothing, but it did it. Okay, so I'm going to press the back button again. So that is where you can change some of the settings. All right, we'll press the back button again. We'll go down to audio. So under audio, you've got entertainment. Okay, this is all the equalizer stuff we saw earlier. And then if you go to general, again, it's the full screen covers. You have a different look, radio text information on or off, and then emergency warnings on or off. All right, and let's go back again. And this would go to your phone. So on your phone, you can set your ring volume or your call volume. Okay, if we go back down here, you can adjust the voice output volume from the car. You can adjust the acoustic operating feedback. And there you've got normal, loud, or off. You've got readout handwriting recognition, and that's on or off. All right, let's go back again. All right, then if we go down from audio, you get your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So Bluetooth on or off, Wi-Fi on or off, and then vehicle hotspot visible for devices. So maybe you want the hotspot, you know, just not visible in some area. And you can turn that off. You can activate the vehicle hotspot, And then under here, you could actually set the vehicle hotspot. So you can connect a device to it or generate a security key. Okay. Go back one. You can look at the internet status. Okay. So just so many things all under that system there. We'll go back one. Okay. Now, as far as the shortcuts go, this one will activate the area where you want to look at Wi-Fi under systems. Okay, and this one, let's go back one here. Oh, sorry. Let's go back one here, and this one will, of course, shut the whole screen off. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to leave that on. All right, so that's everything from left to right on the top here. So let's scroll down 1, 2, down to themes. Okay, so I am going to click on trip. And what it's going to do is change the driver's information screen here. Okay? Now, if I go back here, back to themes. Sorry, I'm going to click on trip. For some reason, I clicked on. Okay, and then it changes your driver's information screen. If I go over here to experience, it's going to change this again. Okay? And then if I go down again, I can actually customize a theme. All right, so that was themes. If I scroll down again, of course, you get your favorites. The setup assistant, of course, goes to where you can set up profiles. Sound takes you directly to your equalizer, balance, and fade and volume. Display on or off. Operator's manual, and then you can create your own favorite right here. If I push on that, it wants to know what do you want as your favorite. So you can customize what shows up on your favorites. Okay. The only thing I'll probably mention real quick is worth mentioning here is under kinetics. When you're in the car and you turn it on, you got the setting, you'll notice that, okay, it moved once or twice and now there's nothing else. What you have to understand is that once you've turned it on, the seat will continue to automatically adjust and make these slight adjustments all the way throughout your trip. And again, it's a safety feature. It's designed just to give your body a little bit of movement to keep you alert. Okay, and so that's it on the driver's information screen and the infotainment screen. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for watching.